Hi, my name is Noel Davis with Vermicompost, and here's our week 12 update. So we've made it 3 months into this. So we've had a lot of paper going to the bin, we've had a lot of food, and a lot of it has come out as compost. It looks like the burlap is starting to break down from the last time we've looked at it, and they are really moving through some food. We've seen that with pumpkin, we've seen that with a lot of the ground up food, and then the last time I went and put in some of my juice, the leftover juice pulp that I had. So we're going to add some new things to the bin this time, some stuff that you normally would not add to a bin. So we're going to try some stuff out now that this bin seems very established compared to what it was when we first started. So let's go to the bin. All right, here we go. And I've started labeling these bins so I know which one is which. So here is our bin. Now look at this. We have actually a worm right on top here. So this shows that there might be not enough food in this bin actually now. So let's dig through here a little bit. Let's just put this a little bit more in the light. See what we can find here. Now, something tells me they probably have gone through all the food that I put in here. That's why they're starting to crawl. I see some on the sides here, and I'm down here. There's some up here too on the sides. So they're definitely starting to run out of food in here if I had to guess. And if you dig through, oh look at it. They're all through the burlap. And you could tell that the newspaper is actually fairly well soaked. It looks like there are some worms in here too in the newspaper down below, or not newspaper, the shredded cardboard, I guess. There's some worms up. Look at this right here in the bedding over here. So let's turn this over a little bit. I'm trying to be a little bit ginger here. And a little more worms over here. This is a little dry, but it's not too bad. So overall, this is actually doing pretty well. The worms, some of them look really healthy. You know, they're not discolored. They don't look like they're very thin, or you know, areas that look like they're not, you know, don't look right, I guess I should say. So like, I mean, this looks like a very nice healthy worm to me. So they look pretty good. So now we're going to add some food that, as I said, we would not normally add. Now we're going to add a lot of food, not just that food as well, because otherwise it'd probably kill the worms if we just did that. So I've got a huge thing of frozen food here, and I add in a lot of frozen stuff. Now this time we're not going to grind it up. I'm going to be lazy like I normally am when I do this stuff. So we're going to throw in some bananas. We're going to throw in some of these carrots here. Some of this broccoli, these leftover broccoli pieces. Now we're going to throw in something here. This is what I was thinking that we throw in that you don't normally throw in. This is pineapple. I've heard so many people time and time again say you shouldn't throw in pineapple. And I've thrown in pineapple multiple times into my bins, and I find that eventually it breaks down. Now, the one thing I will stress is I would not throw in just an entire pineapple into your bin. It probably won't do very well. But so I'm going to put this stuff over here. I'm going to cover this, because you should always cover your food up, or typically you should. Sometimes I don't, but for that type of food I do. If it's ground up, I won't, but if it's not, I will. This is really coming apart. So I'm going to throw this right in here. I'm just going to kind of stack this in pieces like this right along this corner here, where there's probably good amount of worms. I'm just going to lay that right back on top, and that's what we're going to do for our feeding. Now this is starting to get this stuff still seems pretty good. I don't think we need any more paper in it right now. We've got a lot of bedding still. Actually, you know what? I think I might throw in just a few more pieces in this area even. So let's just throw some more broccoli in there. Let's try to get this to have a little bit more food, so that way they have someplace to go in case they're really not going for the pineapple. And we'll come back next week and see how that's doing. But that's just a little bit of food that I'm adding for this week. This is starting to look very thin and ragged, but it's still working as a being able to move stuff around, which is surprising. I thought it would have broken down a little bit more than this, but it's still working. We can actually lift it up over here. There's still some more worms over here. Let's just take a look into here. So this is really wet and compressed. These are actually the toilet paper rolls that had the other stuff pressed into it. So they've still kept some of their squishiness, but they're a little bit more sogged than they should be. So, but as you can tell, it still had it held up for a while. This, as I said, this is 3 months in, and it's still there. So, yeah, some nice healthy worms right here too. Looks like this is where I had some coffee grounds, and you can still see some of the white, I think, is the eggshell that was in here. So you can tell that this is actually doing pretty well. I mean, there's just it looks like a lot of activity from the worms. They're all throughout the bin. It's not just they're in one area. So this looks pretty good. And as I said, there's a little bit of moisture on the top. Actually, a little worm right here as well. Put him back in the bin. They might be a little bit wandering a little bit too, simply because of the it's been raining a lot here. But yeah, so this looks pretty good. And as I said, this is 3 months in, and we're still going strong. So I hope you enjoyed this update. If you have any questions or want me to try anything else with the bin, please let me know in the comments. So I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you.